infant and maybe possibly cutting teeth? What is this?
Hello, my name is Ali and this is Vladimir, and welcome to reality. This is Vladimir's 3-month update. Vladdy has been a very busy boy. He's been trying to get healthy pretty much ever since his last video. With his last update, he had been pretty much sick this entire time, but finally he's getting better, which we are both so very happy to say. I don't know who's happier, me or him, but Vladimir had a doctor's appointment yesterday, which I will tell you even more about. But real quick, his stats are, he is now 25.5 inches and he weighs 16 pounds and 12 ounces. So Mr. Vladimir is a big boy. He's big. He likes to eat. Oh, he likes to eat. Like I said before, yesterday he had an appointment with his doctor, and it was just to make sure that he was healthy. About a few weeks ago, he was diagnosed being positive with RSV, which is just, sounds scary, I know, but it's just a cold. The only issue is that it tends to be kind of dangerous for babies, or it can be, and we actually were admitted into the hospital for a night. His oxygen levels were getting pretty low. They were down into, I think, the 80s, maybe even 70s at one point. Uh-oh, you're drooling a lot. And it was not good, but he went to the ER, and then they admitted him into the hospital overnight. He was not on any oxygen or anything like that. He was just being monitored, and he pretty much did as A-okay as one could, and they sent us home the following day at noon. So that was a little bit scary, and like I said before, he has been pretty much sick since the last time you guys saw him. It started off with just really mucusy, and then it cough, and then just the heavy breathing, and it was pretty scary. So, but now he is good, but sadly because of that, like I said in his last his last update, he was supposed to get his shots at his 2-month appointment, but he was sick and blah 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 blah, so we had to postpone them. And yesterday he got his first set of shots, and it was a 3-in-1, and I will show you guys a clip of that right now.
You just ate. Yeah. You forget all about it in a second. You're so chunky, she doesn't even know where she chunked you.
As you can see, he cried a little bit, but not too bad. I thought it was gonna be way worse, but honestly, him getting pricked for the IV was worse than that, and I think it's because I knew this is a shot, it's supposed to help him feel better, and the other thing was like, my baby is sick and I think it's my fault. So aside from being sick and much better now, he has been really into putting things in his hands, grabbing things. He's not the best. I mean, he's working on it. He's working on the hand-to-eye coordination, but you know, when he does finally get something in his hands, or if I let him hold something, he automatically tries to put it in his mouth. My fingers are not one of those things, sadly. I don't know why. I guess it's because my fingers are too bony, but that is one of his favorite pastimes, is grabbing his daddy's fingers and putting them in his mouth and like gnawing on it. A lot of people have told me already that he's still too young to be teething, but I have a bunch of other supporters who are like, he's trying to break teeth, or not break teeth, cut teeth, and I totally am there with him. One of his favorite pastimes now is chewing on a Dr. Brown's little frozen teether in the shape of a watermelon. He loves chewing on that. He only likes it when it's cold, and then when it stops being cold, he doesn't like it anymore. And sadly, this chewer tends to get warm pretty fast. Aside from that, since we've last seen you, I've got to hear him giggle for the first time. It was the most miraculous thing ever. If he were the first baby ever, he would have, like, a fairy would have been born from his giggle. I loved it. It was so sweet. And then he also had his first giggle-like fest, like his first actual bout of giggling, and that was when we were in the bath about 2 days ago, I was talking to him and I said, "Is your booty?" And for whatever reason, it made him giggle. And I kept on saying it and saying it and saying it. And then we were just pretty much sitting there laughing for about a few good 4 or 5 minutes. But sadly, I did not have my phone or my camera because, like I said, we were in the bath. And we hasn't had such a good of a giggle session since then. But hopefully, it's only going to get better from here. He is very drooly. As you guys can see, he's just drooling up a storm. It's also a very lazy day for me and him today. It's pajama day. As far as sleeping, I know last month I had told you guys that he was pretty much sleeping throughout the entire night. Well, quite literally the night after I filmed that, he started waking up twice, even 3 times in the middle of the night. And looking back at it now, knowing that he was actually sick, it makes sense because, he couldn't breathe or the coughing or, it was just really tough on him. And thanks to him being sick, his sleeping schedule, which was always really good, has been kind of thrown off. He used to be really good at taking naps during the day, and he's starting to get back to it now. But like I said, he was sick and he wasn't feeling too well, and he just wanted to be with me. And that's fine, it's just, he feels much better now and he's getting back onto there, but the sleeping throughout the night thing it's getting back there. He still wakes up maybe once or twice, depending on the night. Sometimes I can just turn on his white noise maker and he goes right back to sleep. Other times I actually need to get him out and change him and feed him and then put him back to bed. But he likes books an awful lot as well. Aside from chewing on his head and drooling on everything, he loves books. Bored of them really fast. It's funny because I've read lots of articles that are like, oh, just continue reading the same book to your baby over and over again. They love repetition. Well, this little guy doesn't. I'll try to read the same book to him like twice because I'm like, oh, he really enjoyed that. Let me read it through again. And of course, the baby books, so they're only like 3 or 4 pages long. So I go to read it to him again, and he's over. He's done with it. He's looking away and not interested anymore. And I'm like, oh, well, he's bored of being read to. It's not the case because then I pull out an entirely new book and he's totally fine with it. It's just trying to reread it to him is terrible. But I have figured out one little trick is that instead of actually reading the words to the book, which obviously if it's like a 4-page book, it's like 2 sentences in the entire book, I've decided to start pointing things out instead, like, oh, look at the mouse, and even if the mouse has nothing to do with the story, I point out the mouse to him, I point out the sky to him, I point out this, I point out that, and he obviously doesn't know how to read, but he enjoys it, and the more time I spend on the page, he just thinks it's part of the story. He's like, oh, this is great, look at that mouse in the background, and in reality, it's not even about the mouse, so he loves reading. He's getting much better with the car. Still doesn't really like it, but I think we're okay. I don't think he has an issue with the car anymore. He doesn't necessarily like it, but he doesn't necessarily hate it now, which I'm so very thankful for. He is still in 3 to 6 months clothing. These are 6 months, and you can see they're a little bit baggy on him. But, it's getting there, and he's been in this clothes bracket for about, it's been 2 months now, which I'm really happy for. I am thinking that his growing has stopped a little, which I'm very thankful for because, like I told you guys, I didn't feel like I got to have a baby for very long, and, and he's good, whatever he wants to do. If he wants to grow a few more inches, that's fine. If he wants to stay at this weight for a little bit longer, that's fine too. So, yeah, but that's pretty much it. Yeah. Just the chewing on everything. Oh, one last thing that he has discovered. He can hold his own hands now. He holds his hands like this. It was the sweetest thing ever. When he had first learned how to do it, he was pretty much like this all day. And for a second there, I was really afraid that his hands got stuck. So that is my cue to wrap this up. I hope you guys like today's, well, not today's, but I hope you guys like his 3-month update. He is tired and sleepy and probably ready to eat. We are also, one last thing before he starts crying, we're incorporating more signs with him. As of a few weeks ago, the only sign we would do with him is eat, which is that. Now we have incorporated change and sleep and up. There was like a list that me and my husband had come up with of signs that we were going to incorporate, but I just forgot. And those are usually the only ones I can ever remember, thanks to my mommy brain or my Allie brain or whatever brain I have or lack of brain. But that is the end for both of us. If you guys do not know, me and Vladimir and my husband and all our lovely animals do daily vlogs here on Reality. If you're not interested in that, totally understand. And we will see you guys next month for his 4-month update. I cannot believe it. Until then, we will see you guys later. Take care and thanks for watching. Say goodbye. Bye, everybody.